Alright, welcome to Tier 2 of CCR. We are in Britain this week. Just waiting on a couple more people and then hopefully we can get started. Yo, hey Nixie, good luck in the air race. Just waiting on Keon, I think, and then gonna be starting. Alright, let's go. Ready up. We're starting now. Let's get in here. Alright, so let's go through the strategy for the race. I think it's soft to medium. Oh dear, and that seems to be a wet qualifying. Not a great start. Well, let's see how the drivers tackle this then. This is all going to be based on how the drivers do during the wets. So, interesting to see here. But I have got reports that it'll be a dry race, so at least that's a good thing. Alright, shall follow the first drivers out into the pits, which seems to be the Mercedes, sorry. It seems to be a full wet situation. This is it's interesting indeed. the drivers start to come out onto this wet track. Wonder what the pole position will be here then. I have no idea what the times will be like on wets, so we'll have to see. Alright, sorry, we're back. We'll follow the Mercedes as he seems to be first out on his lap. As he enters the final few corners, he's about to start his lap. Off we go. Now it's not fully flat out, turn 1 under the wets, so trying to be careful here not to slip. Going pretty well so far. LBE just starts his lap. Cody just behind. See who starts his 2. Looking pretty good through sector 1. Down into the hangar straight. Yeah, see how he does around Cobb's Corner. One of the deadliest corners on this track, in my opinion. As Mixie retires from session, I imagine from spinning and crashing. It's not great for him. He will start at the back of the grid in this short qualifying. As the Mercedes rounds the final corner, and it's a 140 flat. With Cody only 1/10 behind. That's a pretty good time. All the other drivers seem to be coming in now. Just a start round in the final corner. 142.3. It's okay, Nixie. We all hate wet. It means it's a dry race. The drivers start finishing the lap yet. So far, from what I've seen, we have had no invalidations. We'll follow Josie here. Can he beat that pole position by the Merc of a 140? Oh, has to lift there. It's a little bit wide. What will it be? A 41, exactly a second below pole position at the minute. It's a pretty good time. I'll put in top 4. We'll follow the Mercedes now of S-Champ. As the Merc goes quickest again, beats his own time by half a second. Must have gone for back-to-back laps then. 40.8, strong start from the McLarens. So Baxi, who's invalidated the lap unfortunately. He may choose to go again. Isaac may have gone wide or something. So he does not seem to be on this at the minute. We'll see if he can try and get out for another lap, I think. Seems to be struggling through sector 1. Maybe he's not. I think he's taking another go, unless he's going back to the pits as well. So, LBE though, I think, is on a lap. As the Merc, yet again, for 3 laps consecutively, beats their time. Very impressive stuff there. Toby seems to be doing really well in his wets compared to some other drivers. Very strong start. We'll follow LBU though into the final few corners, see if he can have anything to do with it. It looks like it's pretty fast, and it is pole position by a tenth. Oh, half a tenth, sorry. Even closer than I thought. Very strong start. So the times are slowly creeping up a bit as the drivers get used to their wet conditions. Follow the Alpine of Barranco here into Stowe Corner. As he goes to pit, as he invalidates it. Unfortunate there. Both Alpines seem to have invalidated their laps. The Merc's not going for another run. I'll have a look at any other drivers who are. CQ is on the outlap. Keon though might be on the lap. Let's have a look here. Good start through sector 1. Ooh. It's a bit wide, and he does invalidate that in fact. I'd imagine on the corner into left field. Unfortunate from him. He will have to go again. Follow the Haas now. See if they can put themselves in the top 5, or even on provisional pole. Onto the hanger straight now. They're about to go through Copse Corner. Now you can normally take this flat out on dries, but in the wet I'd imagine you have to lift a little bit. And he does go wide there, but no validation. So he will continue. Yep, this jump, we all hate the rain. It's not very fun, is it? Into Stowe now. It's looking like a strong lap. see where it puts him. See if we can beat his previous time, the 1:41. He does beat it, and goes fourth with a 1 minute 39.8. Do you have any other drivers on a lap at the minute? Yeah, we may have Keon. No, invalidates this one as well. Struggling with the track limit at the minute. Mr. Stark starts his. Watch as he comes around the into Maggots and Beckett's. Onto the straight now. See if he can gain any time. He is 1.5 tenths up from his previous time. It might not be enough, but it's a good start. And he does go wide there and decides to pit. Thinks better of it and dives into the pits. We'll follow Cody now. So he just starts his lap. He thinks he can get a faster time already. Let's see what his improvement is through sector 1. There is no improvement. It's half a tenth down. But maybe he can bring it back in the final 2 sectors. Vaxie's just starting a lap. He validates his previous one. Oh, he validates this one. So a lot of drivers are actually struggling with track limits. In the rain, I mean it is full wet, so there's not much grip out here. Coming out of Luffield. Unfortunate. We'll go back with Cody as he's 2 tenths down, unfortunately, so he may choose to go again. Some drivers choosing the intermediates this time. Or not choosing them yet, but considering them while still in the pits. Josie is a 10th down, unfortunately. Will not improve. Who else can we watch? See Vaxie? Is he? Oh no, he's starting his lap again. I forgot. Anderson there. Validates his lap too. So a lot of invalidations. Follow the Merc, who is a 10.5 up on his time. He's trying to fight LBE for pole position. The track does seem to be drying from what I can see. He does go pole by a tenth. It's a 1 minute 39.1. Very strong lap. So if we're gonna follow LBU, he's got to go wide. Not sure why, maybe he just lost the car a little bit. Who else can we watch? So yeah, two drivers on the intermediates. We'll watch CCR actually because he's on the intermediates. See what if he can go quicker on these tyres, whether these are the better tyres or not. Now that the track does seem to be drying, from what I can see, from my perspective. He goes just under a tenth faster through sector 1. And only 30 seconds left in qualifying, so if the drivers aren't out now on the lap, they won't get to do one. Barenko struggling to set a time. The only driver who was still on the track who hasn't set a time. So he heads into Stowe now. So you're just trying to get a time in at this point. It does look a pretty good lap. We'll see what it puts him. Puts him 5th position. That's a pretty good time. Well, LBU. So he goes slower through sector 1. So we'll move on to a different driver. In fact, he's a 10th up in Maggots and Beckett's. Onto the I think it's a Washington straight, I'm not 100% sure. So he goes wide and validates, so he stays 6th position. So yeah, let's see Trivix here. See what they can do. Around the final corners. A little bit of lost it on the rear end there. Might affect his time. He does go slower, unfortunately. LBE seems to have crashed on the final corner. So he will not get to go again. The only driver left now, who's heading into the pits, which will conclude qualifying. Watch your start. Yeah, okay, we're all going to watch your start. Yep. I bet you will do better, Nixie. I hope you do, dude. Retiring at quali that early is unfortunate. So there is the standings after the qualifying. We have Toby in the Merc in P1 with LBU, only a 10th behind. Siku in 3rd, Cody in 4th, Mr. Stark in 5th, Barenko 6th. After a horrible start to the qualifying, kept invalidating. In fact, both the Alpines did, as his teammate joins him in 7th. Josie in 8th, K Trivix 9th, S-Jump in 10th, and then Isaac, Keon, Hamilton, Nixie will start out of the top 10. And yeah, that concludes qualifying. Apologies. Apologies, looking at the track map, I seem to have got the hanger straight in the wrong place. It's a mistake by me. I thought it was just before Cops. Shan't make that mistake again. So we'll find out what's happening. We're about to start the race. I've just realised I got hanger straight in the wrong place. Right. I'll look at the tyres this time, because it's a dry start after a wet qualifying. So a lot of drivers struggling to qualify in the wets. So quite a mix here, actually. 6 drivers choosing to start on the medium tyres, and 8 of them starting on the softs. After they all had a free tyre choice, because you can't start on wet, obviously. So very mixed tyres. So we do have the Merc representing his team by himself. The teammate could not attend the race today. Same with CQ in the house, and then a couple of the drivers on their own as well. So we hope they do well this race, so they can bring some points back for the team. Almost as if they had 2 drivers. Alpine though, in a good position in 6th and 7th, on the mediums as well, so they can stay out for a while at the start. So the drivers start warming up their tyres. Trying to find some grip just before the race start. Unfortunate for Nixie though, he crashed in qualifying very early on, I think within the first 2 minutes at least, and he will start at the back. He's chosen the soft tyre, so maybe he reckons he can head up the grid, try and use some pace to his advantage. We'll honestly have to wait and see. Head back to P1. It's 5 lights, off we go. Strong start from the 2, they go side by side into Village. Still fighting for that position. It's a couple of the other drivers have a little bit of flurrying in the back behind. ZLBU does decide to give the position back to Toby. There seems to be a crash, and that is Cody out in Sector 1. He does not without DNF though, so he will stay. Josie also crashes. Not a great start for the Alfa Romeo and the McLaren of those 2 drivers. Fortunate from Cody, as he hasn't really earned that many points this season after crashing and DNFing in nearly every single race. So he will not be happy with that start, I'm sure. The drivers all seem to be in a DRS train, or all just hanging on to each other. So Toby needs to pull a gap now to P2 because he's on the softs, so he has the disadvantage. Needs to get as far ahead as possible. CQ does drop below a second to the two drivers at the front. As both LBU and Toby show their speed. And again, the other drivers just kind of hanging on. Not wanting to make any moves, not pushing. Just staying where they are. And waiting it out. Thankfully, the two drivers who crashed aren't too far behind the pack. So they're not fully out of the race. Still have a chance to claw it back. You see S-Jump here as he makes a move through Copse Corner. On Barenko here. He does have the better tyres, so he'll have more grip than the drivers in front. I imagine he's hoping to dive through the pack, trying to join Toby there at the front. Just as I said, Toby has gained that 1 second gap that he needed to the medium drivers. So I think Isaac may have spun as he goes down behind Cody, who was at the back. So not a great start from him as well either. But watch the winner's POV, or supposedly now. See, he's named his stream winner's POV. Baxi dropping down the order, his teammate. The position's going to soft drivers who are kind of... Oh, and that is a crash. Mr. Stark collided into the McLaren of S-Jump. Found Copse Corner. And he goes into the gravel. Thankfully though, doesn't hit any walls, and so I think he's he doesn't take any damage. But he does lose position. So the Ferrari's not off to a great start, both at the back. Cody seems to have gone again, actually. We'll watch the leader for a second here. For going back, actually, down to Baxi and Barenko. Baxi was behind, so I'd imagine Barenko's had a little spin. And lost a couple of positions. It's both the Williams overtake the Alpines. So Nixie off to a really strong start here, from starting 14th. As Hamilton also spins. Some sort of issue. Back at the speed though, so he will try and fight again. Williams about to go for an overtake on their teammate. Nixie goes for Trivix. Makes the move. And keeps the move. P5 for him. So from starting from P14 up into P5, it's very strong. Yep, so far the McLaren's gained 7 positions. Nixie's gained 9. So these two drivers are ripping through the field. Some drivers do have penalties though. Already 5 laps in. Of course, as S-Jump tries to catch up to L on the soft tyres. LBU, however, is actually catching Toby. He did get within 1 second now, although it's a bit late for the DRS on Hanger Straight. I'm sure if he stays within this 1 second range, he'll get it on the next lap. He's gaining time, so it's just showing these softs may start to drop off around lap 6. So Toby did have a pretty big lap, pretty big advantage, a pretty big gap. Some of the drivers may be going for moves here. They are a bit far away from each other. Next CTU does go wide into Cops Corner. And S-Jam gets a 3-second penalty for track limits, I imagine. Nixie though, right behind. Will he go for a move? Nope, just thinks better of it. Stays behind. His LBU is only 3/10 behind now, so he could go for a move down the straight. No, decides not to. Is this... oh! Okay, no, may have just been my end. It looked like LBU had lost it, but I don't think he did. I think it was just a glitch on my screen. We hope so anyway. He's rapidly gaining on Toby here. Dives down the inside. But Toby says no. He wants his position. He does have the inside line for this corner. He full well knows that. And very close here, just to go wide. But I think Toby may have gotten an illegal overtake there, as he did slow down briefly to let LBU past. He did go off track, so that might be why. Vaxi is into the wall, and he's out, and this will be a safety car because of the Alpine. So may have saved the drivers behind's race. Cody in the pits, getting a new wing. So This could be pretty good for the drivers behind who spun previously. As Cody essentially has a free pit stop because he was last. Will any drivers decide to pit under the safety car so they lose less time? Ooh, and Hamilton gets a drive-through. Yeah, so he will have to serve that. LB, you just come into the pits. Sounds like Cody's not having a great time, as he apparently gets hit by another driver and then goes over the pit limiter lane. A lot of drivers, every driver so far, chosen to pit. I guess this is a free pit stop, as it's under a safety car. So all the drivers in softs, they have the advantage because, sorry, they were in a worse position, but not anymore. The order remains the same. However, Mr. Stark choosing not to pit and comes out in 4th position. However, all the other drivers are pit and Mr. Stark gets a drive-through. So his decision not to pit may have cost him, as he gets a drive-through. He can't save it under safety car. So he'll have to stick with it until after. We'll see what the penalties are like. 2 drive-throughs then. The Red Bull and Ferrari, as they all start falling behind the safety car. So only one driver chosen not to pit, and the rest have all chosen for a mixture of tyre. 7th and 8th going for softs. Not sure how long the softs are going to last to the end of the race. Maybe they're going for a 2-stop strategy. LBU has gone for the hard tyres. And the rest have gone for mediums, apart from the McLaren, who's also gone for hards. To start pitting. Maybe he thinks he can oh no, wing damage is the answer. I was going to say maybe he thinks he can get rid of his drive-through, but it's not how it works. But he's going to need to get a pretty good start because Toby will have the better traction for the first few laps, and the hards also take more warming up. So we will see. We will see how it goes. Kerry, after being pretty far behind, has made it into 10th. His teammates in 3rd, so McLaren are looking alright. Hamilton does DNF in Luffield. I wonder what happened there. If the Williams though are doing pretty well. Nixie's up into 4th from last position. So pretty good from him. Safety car, I think, is coming in. I'm not 100% sure. I'd imagine so. So LB's going to have to get a good start. Try and get the jump on Toby. We'll watch him from the Merc's point of view. Waiting to see when he goes. He looks like he's gone now. Oh, he does pretty well. He gets a second. That is a pretty good start, if you ask me. Just a second and a half as Isaac DNFs, retires in the pits. Oh, no, he doesn't, sorry. He retires on track. Not sure what happened. We'll watch Mr. Stark as he comes out of the pits. See if we can see the car. Oh no, the car's gone, never mind. It does look like Isaac retired on track, but I can't be sure. I didn't see the incident. So watch LBU. This is a second and a half still. Mr. Winner's POV down in 7th. He goes by the name of Barenko. There's he's a second behind, so he seems to be losing time. Managed to make it back into that 1 second mark. Mr. Stark is not having a good day. Get another penalty on top of being really far behind. Barenko does go the fastest lap. So I was wrong about not having speed. It clearly does. Mr. Stark pits yet again, maybe to retire, or maybe to change the tyres, who knows. So we enter the second half of this race. Yep, retires in the pits. Fair enough. We'll watch the McLaren trying to catch up to the Mercedes. Interesting strategies though. Some drivers opting for the hards, for the softs, and also the mediums. Wonder whether people are on a 2-stop or think they can go for a 1-stop. Maybe some people are even banking on another safety car or something to keep them back still in the race. The small DRS train from 3rd down to 7th, so 4 cars. Watch CQ, he seems to be pretty close to the back of the Williams. Now remember, we do have some penalties. Keon gets another 3 seconds. That puts him down up to 11 seconds of penalties. And he's in last, so not great for him. Oh, as CQ misses his braking point and takes out Trivix. Fortunately, I was watching CQ at that time. Plows into Trivix, unfortunate for him. I imagine CQ has wing damage now. So he'll start dropping back. As you can see there, just goes a bit wide. So unfortunate for missing his braking point, and he'll have to suffer the consequences now. No front wing. Trying to make it back to the pits. But he'll lose so much time in the process, so he is definitely going to struggle. Oh, Keon is diving down the inside here of Cody, making those moves through Fox corner. Cody seems to be slowing down. I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe he has some damage too. Oh yeah, he does have his left end plate seems to be missing. So I'm not sure what happened to him. But he has to pit for a new wing. Unfortunate stuff for the McLaren. LBU seems to be running away with it. Not fully, but he just seems to be keeping his position. Here as CQ DNFs in the pits. That's another retire. So quite a lot of incidents. A lot of drivers needed to change their front wings. We've got a couple drivers crash, and we've had one retire on track, which I'm sure will be looked at by the stewards after the race. We'll follow Nixie here. These three drivers pretty close together. Sorry, 4 drivers, as Barenko is just behind them. Seems to be a crash. Trivix is off into turn 1. They may have just lost it. That's a VSC. So many retires at this point. Nearly half the drivers are already out. Poor Cody down in 9th place. He's still going to get points as long as he finishes, as long as he doesn't crash. Oh, he gets a 3 second for going over the line. But yeah, all drivers now will gain at least 2 points as long as they finish the race. Oh, bit of a standstill there. Heavy on the braking. The VSC ends, DRS is enabled. Nixie nearly goes into the back of the McLaren. I think he manages to hold off. Well, watch this this fight. Toby has managed to make half a second into LBU's time, and they're all in a bit of a DRS train now. Follow from the back. Franco getting a bit close there. Pretty good from him. Nixie goes very wide. Into Cops. Toby's a bit far behind, trying to stay within DRS. Cody down in last. He is gaining a bit of time though to Keon. Some drivers set the fastest lap. Although I'm curious to see how these soft tyres are going to last. Another 8 laps around here. He has to go 16 laps on the soft tyres, which I don't think is possible around Silverstone. Which means he's going to have to pit again. Unless he thinks he can make it and pushes the tyres as far as he possibly can. As the Mercedes gets a 3 second, that's not going to help him his cause of winning the race. And he's out of the 1 second DRS range, so LBU really is pulling away. You can't just match the pace of the AlphaTauri. As Branko does decide to pit, realising those softs aren't going to make it, which will drop him down the order into 7th place. Oh, the Mercedes, McLaren, sorry. See if he can gain a bit of time on the Merc, who doesn't have DRS. So Nixie's in pretty good position here. The 2 drivers in front of him have penalties. So as long as he can stay within 3 seconds of the guy in 2nd, he should have the P2. As long as he doesn't get any penalties himself. He keeps going wide though. It's not being penalised for it. Watch Mercedes try and go for a move on the keep saying Mercedes, it's McLaren. And he did stick the move. So these hard tyres coming into effect now. Just showing how strong the hard tyres are around Silverstone. The mediums are still holding on, but they do seem to be slowing, losing a little bit of grip. Nixie struggling to get flat out around Copse Corner. As the McLaren gets another 3 seconds for warnings. Williams is going for a move on the Mercedes. Can he keep it? He can. The Mick has lost 2 positions in 2 laps. Now Nixie could actually be on for the win here if he manages to catch up to LBU, but I don't think that's possible because of the tyres will start to be dropping by now. But who knows, he could surprise us all. Issues to get past the McLaren. And watch winners POV, which has backfired. Down in 7th. Frank gets the fastest lap. Impressive stuff there. Nixie could go for a move on this straight. He has DRS. He has a lot of ERS too, 40%, and he makes the move with ease. The ERS on the McLaren is not looking great, down at 16%. So quite easy for Nixie to overtake. And the chase is on. Chasing after LBU in the last 5 laps. Unfortunate for the McLaren though, he does have 9 seconds of penalties, so he will go down to 4th. He'll just lose out on the podium position, unless he can make another 3 seconds. Toby seems to be struggling. No, he's not. On leader. He's doing fine. Okay. Let's see if S-Champ can go for a move. Is he close enough? He thinks not. He'll back out of that. Nixie is actually losing time to LBE, which is also saying that the mediums are starting to drop off now. So LBU is in prime position for this win. 0 penalties and he's in P1 by 2 seconds. Impressive racing for him today. You know, started second, made the right call with the pit strategies, I think, and yeah, he deserves to win. If he doesn't spin in the last 3 laps, of course. But who knows what will happen. Through Copse Corner. Wide again from Nixie. Seems to be the new racing line for the Williams. Through Maggots and Beckett's. Through Chapel. And into the Hangar Straight. The light is blinking of the Williams. The McLaren's just not close enough to warrant a move. Branko getting a 3 seconds. As we're just going to stay with S-Jump for now, because these two seem to be having a little bit of a fight. Just a small one though. As we can see that these medium tyres are starting to drop. The light is blinking. Next he's pushing the best he can. S-Champ really wants to get past, I think. We'll use some overtake and DRS. He will make the move on the Williams though. Well, does he dive down the inside? No, he won't. Thinks better of it and stays in P3 because he knows he has P3. He has P2 if he just stays there due to the penalties. While LBU is just having a quiet race by himself at the front. 2-second gap. Although I imagine this will actually start dropping because they're both on the same compound of tyre, so the grip difference is minimal. You can already tell. Look, the gap did start going down. The ERS though on LBE was looking pretty good. Cody grabs another 3 seconds on the C drives. Down in 7th, so a bit unlucky from him. Starting 4th. Yeah, I've been involved in a few incidents. None from what I saw were his fault, but there could have been something that I didn't pick up on. Watch Barranco in the Alpine. His teammate dying earlier on the turn 1, so it's all down to him to bring some points home for Alpine. Go back to Nixie. Franco his fastest lap again. He must have not been noticing. Let's see. Yep, Nixie knows if he just stays here, he's guaranteed P2 for final lap of the race. And LBU, an incredible drive through Silverstone today. As he rounds the final corner, and it does seem to be P1 for LBU. Nixie in second after an incredible race from starting from last and all the way down at the bottom and coming P2 at the end. So very incredible race from him. Mercedes in third. Again, good race from him. Pole position in qualifying. And just an overall good race, good pace. Around the 26 laps of Silverstone. Brilliant race from every driver on the grid. Varenko ended in 6th. Didn't get that win around Silverstone like he'd hoped, but maybe next time. There's always next week. Cody, a very unfortunate race for him, and same with Keon. But LBU fully has earned the win. Incredible race. and Nixie from starting last. Incredible race, and in my opinion driver of the day, last to P2. Almost half the drivers DNFing throughout the race, so interesting to see what happens afterwards, post-race. LBU does get his first win of the season after getting pole in the last couple of races. Just couldn't seem to get it during the race, but finally pulled through around Silverstone, and the race win is his. So P1 and for LBU in the AlphaTauri, starting second. Nixie again, P2 from last. Both the Swedish drivers, very good job from them. Toby in third in the Mercedes. Fourth, Eschamp in the McLaren. Very good race from him yet again, starting 10th. Josie in 5th, Berenko in 6th. Mr. Winner's POV did not win this race, but he did do pretty well, getting fastest lap and 6th place. Cody in 7th, Keon in 8th, Trivix in 9th, CQ in 10th, Mr. Stark in 11th, Isaac in 12th, Hamilton 13th, and Vaxi rounding off the drivers in 14th. And that will be Silverstone. Thank you everyone for watching the race. I hope it was entertaining, and I'm sure we'll see you tomorrow for T1, and if not, next week in T2 again, where I think it's Belgium, if I'm not wrong, maybe France. Yeah, thank you everyone for watching.